What is up, guys? Today we are going to be bringing you some Position 5 gameplay. These are going to be two games I played back-to-back where I got MVP in both as two different playstyle Position 5 heroes, but in each game I had really high impact in the first 15 minutes. One of the games the lane didn't even go well, and we still found good opportunities to make plays. So we're going to show you how to have high impact on Position 5 in the early game. So let's get into it. This first game, I'm a CM with a Dawn. We're against an LC Skye. So important to think about your starting items, and my starting items are very intentional. I bought a bunch of regen, 2 mangoes, and a stick, because I know they're going to be spamming spells. And I'm going to fly out more regen. I just flew out another tango and another mango. And my thought process, and basically starting with 9 tangos, is I'm just going to feed my Dawn tangos, because they're going to be harassing him a lot. So get the body block so they can't pull. Try to miss it. I was actually testing. I saw somebody against me put a sentry back here, so I tried it, but I didn't think it got it. For them, it worked. I put mine in the wrong spot. There's a spot back here you could do it. I messed it up. I was trying it. I let it spawn to see if my sentry worked, and it did not. So now I know it's not there where I put it. So getting some harass out. And this lane, you cannot go pull when it's normal lane. So I can't just leave my Dawn to go pull, because he's gonna get owned by the Skye LC. He can't do anything if I am not here kind of zoning for him, so that's what I'm doing. Taking some damage, just doing some trades. I have a ton of regen, so it's not the worst thing in the world. And now I've got the level 2 spike, so we can look to be pretty aggressive here. Against Legion specifically, CM, you have to kind of hold your Frostbite, or he just purges it off with his press the attack. So if he uses press the attack, like he did there, then you can just kill him. And now that the Legion is dead, it is a good time to go pull. So notice I did not go pull until the Legion was dead. If the Legion hadn't died, I probably wouldn't have gone and pulled there, because I'd rather be continually contesting the lane. Notice I've been feeding my Dawn tangos constantly, buy another Salve and a Clarity, just keep myself up on resources. And here we contest a big pull. We do end up dying here, but I think we trade. I think this Legion dies as well. And, sometimes this happens in aggressive lanes. It's not the worst thing in the world, right, to die. We're going to come back to lane with full health and resources. What do I buy? I buy a bunch of move speed items, and I choose to walk back to lane. I've still got this regen. So I'm looking for a mid-rotation maybe, because the sniper has kill threat on the OD, but I end up walking back to my lane with my boots windlace, so now I am fast as the wolves of Ice Rack, and I am a wolf, so, a lot of coherency going on in this game. And walking back to my lane, getting a ward down. I hadn't seen this guy come over here, so I didn't think he had the sentry down or anything. And you can see I'm still monitoring mid, because I have my TP up, right? I walked a lane, so I have my TP up. So I'm kind of ready to react if this OD overcommits on my sniper. We get a nice kill here, just coming back with full resources. This LC, I don't know, kind of just doing random stuff, putting on a lot of pressure. I do feed here because I forget to press my stick, or I just don't press it fast enough. That's kind of life. But, this is a good part about not having used my TP, right, is I have a TP now. And so last time, not a whole lot was happening, so I didn't TP back to lane, but now this LC is here in low. So I'm oh, maybe we can just kill this guy, and we do. So, LC's not playing it the best. And notice my ward scouts this OD rotation, and we turn this around just because my Dawn lives on a sliver of HP and then gets his full Q off. So we're actually able to turn this, and so I'm going to have crazy high levels here. And these high levels are really going to set up this early aggression that I'm able to do. That last Q from Skye was weird, so I drop a sentry, and I do end up finding his ward. It just takes a second. But we're looking for rotations now. It's okay that my Dawn's got a big lead now, but I'm really strong. I'm happy to go for kills here, but I'm also happy to move around and go for kills elsewhere. Nothing really happening on the map right now, so we get off a late pull. And I just want to mention this because late pulls can be really good. And if you're low MMR, a pull at 8 minutes is not a late pull. But if you want to get to the next rank, you need to step up your game and play faster, right? This is a late pull for immortal level gameplay. The lanes can often be breaking down by 6, 7, 8 minutes. As you'll see in the next game, I leave my lane before 7 minutes. So this is basically a late pull, but it's still good to do in this situation because the lane was pushed up. There were no immediate kill threats or kills for me to go for, so it was still a good pull for me to do. Pulled the lane back for my Dawn, continues to make it easier for him. And here they get a crazy dive off on Sniper. He does die, but we come in on everybody. ET came, Dawn ulted in, so sets up for like a really good just counter gank for me and my team, right? But really good opportunity for us. And we're going to transition this directly into a stack. So this is just like some, you know, pretty quick thinking on my part, making sure I'm looking for the next best thing to do. And then running towards this Slark who's not level 6 yet. And my Lesh doesn't really need me, but this was the whole intent, was to just run at this Slark who didn't have his 6 yet and pressure. Notice I'm still hanging around up here. We are going to dive this Slark a little bit just because we have the ET, we have the Lesh, and it's going to force a big reaction from them when they'd rather be doing something else. Unfortunately, we don't get the Slark, but it's okay. You know, it's not the end of the world, and I don't want to be here anymore. I TP out, but notice I TP mid. Even though my mana's not the highest, I have full HP. I've got a stick, right? I'm a CM, I'll regen my mana, I've got a wand. I just TP to where I think I can make a play. I could have TP bottom too, maybe, but I thought the Sniper, like, Sniper has, like, kind of a good lane matchup against OD. Notice the OD is pretty low right here. Just like them passively laning against each other, the Sniper just wins. So I TP in here, and, you know, this OD is a psycho, because I ran right past the catapult, but he dies, and this will just happen, you know. I could have even smoked. If I TP'd back here and smoked, it would have been the exact same play, except that, like, definitely would have worked, instead of only working because this OD's kind of playing like a moron. But, you know, you can see the intent. I was top, I TP'd away, but I didn't TP base. You can TP base if you're really low resources, but I thought I had enough there to contribute to another lane, so I did. And you can just see we're playing really active. Here my Dawn saves me, which is really nice, because I'm worth like a bajillion gold, because I'm 8-2-2 at this point in the game. And here, I just want to talk about playing on the enemy side of the map when you're ahead. We don't find anything off this smoke, but the whole point is just to play the enemy side of the map and be aggressive, right? Where are they farming right now? They're basically farming nowhere. They're showing on no lanes, so they're only farming some jungle creeps on Slark, LC, and OD, right? They're getting no farm here. Very little. So we're just playing aggressively, ready to punish them if they do show up in a lane. And it's important to, like, be happy with this and not, like, overextend. We didn't run straight into their jungle after clearing out the triangle. You're like, well, they're probably all in the jungle, right? We're not looking to run into 5 heroes. So we're a little patient. We let them split up. We even back off a little bit as they, like, group up. But then with Lesh's Bloodstone timing, we kind of go once and it doesn't work. Then we just kind of regroup and shove in a lane and then do it again. We just run into their jungle. We're really strong. My Lesh is at huge timing. We're very ahead. You know, maybe we've got the Dawn ulti coming in. And notice my positioning in this fight. I'm playing way at the edge. This is like just really good positioning by me, and like as support is what you should be doing, is casting your spells from max range. And I want to point out my items here. I got the full wand, and I have a fluffy hat, which will eventually become a force staff, which is good against Slark and like Sky Atos shenanigans. And I have this Vit booster because I had a bunch of gold, and I was like, well, eventually I'll want an Aeon Disc, right, against this LC, possibly. So I just decided to pick up this Vit booster instead of, like, rushing a Force Staff, right? Instead of buying, like, a Staff of Wizardry, right? I just picked up this Vit booster. And this is important because on a hero like CM, if you can be a squishy 5 hero who's, like, impossible to kill, like, this is a good game, right? I'm having a good game. I've got a ton of levels. Like, I'm 2 levels ahead of the Rubik. I'm, like, almost level 9. I'm, like, basically tied with this LC on XP almost. I'm having a really good game. And if you could be hard to kill on a hero like CM, who just outputs gobs and gobs of damage, it's so hard for the enemy team to play into. So notice, I'm taking Pulse Nova. Like, this guy's been Pulse Novaing me for 4 seconds. What else do I take in damage? I get OD ulted, and then I get lifted into this Sky ulti. And I'm still alive. I pop the wand there. We have the Dawnbreaker heals. So I just, like, absorb so much damage. And their team is like, why isn't this CM dying? Like, that's what they're thinking. They're like, how is this CM alive? And it's because I have an extra 375 flat HP. A little bit more with the stats from wand. And I obviously used my wand there. So my items really, you can see the effectiveness there. Something like a casual cloak also could have been okay. But I explained, like, why the Vid Booster and the Fluffy Hat would both be, like, good. They build into items I'm going to want later. Not that a Glimmer Cape would be bad, but I just didn't think it was super important. And I'm having a really good game, right? So tank up is position 5 if you're having a really good game. Make it really hard for them to kill you, and their game just becomes impossible. Like, if they can't kill the pos 5 CM with like 3 spells, then like, how are they going to kill anybody else on the team? You know what I mean? And the last thing I wanted to talk about this game is don't go defend your tier 1 mindlessly. We're going to see what not to do here. So right now what we're doing is good. We're controlling this high ground, killing anybody that walks up, playing aggressively, farming in the meantime. Like, Lesh is farming behind us. The sniper can farm these jungle camps, right? We're farming these 2 lanes, keeping them pushed in. This is really good. And it is okay for Dawn to be down here because he's like a global hero, right? And he can just defend, hopefully not die, right? But kind of defend on the opposite side of the map and still be a presence eventually with his ult. So our map's distribution here is really good. And then they showed the Slark down here, and he's kind of battling with the Dawn a little bit, right? But it's not a huge deal. It's really not. And even if this Dawn ends up dying, like, our lineup does not really want to go defend bottom. Like, if I'm like a Winter Wyvern, I'd be happy. I'll show you in the next game. I'd be happy to go TP bottom right now and defend it. But because I'm a CM who wants to be aggressive, what happens here is my ET TP's bottom, and it kind of baits other people to TP bottom, including eventually me. And this is just a really bad defense of this tower. We want to give this up. We want to give this up for free and continue controlling the area we're controlling. That is what we should be doing here. And we totally get baited, mostly by the ET starting. The Dawn came. Like I said, even if this Dawn dies, it would have been fine. But, like, the sniper gets baited up here, I get baited up here, and we all feed, and we get, like, 1 Skywrath kill. So this is a really, really bad thing to do. Don't get baited by your team, honestly. Okay, so, like, the ET shouldn't have made the TP to begin with. The sniper shouldn't have followed up. And even if those 2 made that mistake, right, you can't control your teammates, I should not have TP'd. I should have just been like, it's a lost cause. Like, my Lesh isn't going, and I just want to keep... I should have just, like, shoved in mid and kept doing what I was doing. And it's not the end of the world. We're still winning. We still go on to, like, continue stomping this game. But this is just a really bad, like, mistake, and this is a throw that can lead into the enemy making a comeback. So when you are stomping, play aggressively on their side of the map, and do not go defend this tier 1 if you are an aggressive, non-defensive lineup, right? Like, we do not just sit and defend this tower. And even if we did, it would... Even if we showed up here as 5, if they just then backed off and, like, spread out across this part of the map, all we did was lose map control to save this, like, unimportant tower. So hopefully you can see how that was a big mistake. Don't do that. And let's jump into the Winter Wyvern game. So this lane does not go as well. I will... We picked, like, a TA, which is just not a good matchup. The main thing to note is I get a bunch of XP because my TA dies, and then I get a solo kill on the Dawn, and then I, like, get some free creep. So I'm going to have really high XP, even though this lane isn't going well. I'm just going to fast forward through this because it's... I want to show you, like, what good play looks like, and I'm going to show you what it looks like even when you don't do well in a lane. So this is the part where we don't do well in the lane. I could break it down, but it's just not the point of this video. So we do get 1 kill, and then we kind of force it here, and I force it here, and then they kill us both. Okay, so this is where I want to start talking about this game. I have a magic wand. I got a Bassi. I was hoping I could, like, kind of spam my heal and just give TA mana because he likes it. That was the thought process there. But I buy a raindrop. So I have 1 raindrop early game items. Last game, I didn't mention it, but I got a wand raindrop on CM as well. So don't skip these early game items. They are really important to having, like, high impact. Like, I think a lot of sports just like to rush, like, Glimmer or Arcanes or something. Like, don't skip out on these small items. You don't always need a Bassi, right? But don't skip out on these, like, raindrop magic wand, like, boots. Let's slow it down a little bit. So I left my lane. I was like, you know what? I'm done there. I saw an opportunity bottom to, like, help out. They were pushed up pretty far. TP in, get some kills. So good rotation by me, I think. Just going back to top lane would have been just totally trash. It was not going to get better with me being there. So I decided to leave. Like, does my TA love that I'm not there? No. But it would objectively be worse for the team as a whole for me to continue being top and, like, our lane continuing to go trash. So if the lane's going to be bad, whether you're there or not, then just don't go there. So that's how you should know whether you should go back to your lane or not. Like, if you go back, is it going to help at all? If it's not, then just don't go, right? And you have to make that judgment for yourself. If your carry disagrees or is flaming you, just mute them, right? Don't get tilted by your carry. Here we get the Witch Doctors out of position, and then this Luna TP'd back to lane like a psycho. So we kill the Luna as well, you know? And this is what we want, right? TA's jungling. TA can jungle, right? This is not the end of the world. TA's recovering in the jungle. He went a really good item build for this. He's got the Glove of Haste. He went like the more damage components of Treads first. The TA's recovering very well. And meanwhile, we're like chain killing the Luna, right? This is how you turn a bad lane into like having good impact. Where you look at where you can have impact. Here, I think this is a good pull just because we're like getting the tower. We got it anyways without needing this creep wave to come down. And then here I TP into mid just to defend the tower from the Invoker, who can put on a lot of pressure. And Winter Wyvern is a hero that plays very defensively. I have some really good Winter Wyvern videos on my channel if you want to check them out. But this hero will play defensively. He can be offensive, obviously, like as you see here with the Splinter Blast and whatnot. Get a good curse. But in general, I want to play defensively. Or I will look to make defensive plays if I'm not being aggressive. Like, if nothing is happening, I'm happy to be, like, defensive. So we get another kill here. I think I do die here. We extend pretty far. But we killed the Invoker, and then we killed the Luna, right? And our Tiny did not die. Our Tiny got out. So, looking good for us. Visage is free farming. That's what he wants to do. And here, because I'm a Winter Wyvern, a defensive position 5, I am happy to TP to this top lane. This TA kind of... I told TA I was coming, but I think... maybe he just didn't realize I was going to be a little bit longer than I was. So we don't get the kill. He actually dies. But regardless, it's not that bad. And I'm happy to now just sit up here. TA doesn't need to come back to this lane. He doesn't necessarily want to. He can jungle. And until something else is happening on the map where I can TP in and defensively like use a curse, I'm going to chill up here. So my Visage dies. There's nothing I can do about that. I don't have a TP. It is what it is. But because I'm a Winter Wyvern, I can have high impact and get a lot of farm by just sitting up here and passively pushing this out and relieving pressure so that my team doesn't have to do it. And meanwhile, I'm a threat to TP in and turn with a curse, which is what we do right here. And this is exactly what you want to do on Wyvern. You want to chill up here until the enemy makes a really aggressive play, and then you turn and curse. And this turns into a huge double kill because we get the Invoker. I don't know if we get the snap. Maybe we get the snap, but that honestly doesn't even matter. The Invoker is the important kill here. Yeah, so. And the snap also dies. So, triple kill off the TP rotation. This is exactly what you want to do. And my team here, my Tiny and my Visage, are pinging like, hey, let's go like pressure mid. But that's not really my hero's job, right? I'm a CM, I'm a Undying. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to hang around and like be with the team. If they try and defend, we'll fight them. But as a Winter Wyvern with no curse, I would rather just go sit top and defend top and make sure that their Luna cannot like easily farm here, secure more farm for me, and basically make it so they have to like, if they want to take this tower, they have to bring a bunch of heroes, right? I'm not going to give this Luna, who's having a trash game, a free tower. That's what this Luna would love, right? This Luna wants our whole team to be down here, and he just wants to free farm this area, take the tower, and basically just free farm this area and return to his Ancients. That's what this Luna wants to do. And I'm totally denying him the ability to get everything that he wants, relieving the pressure for our team. And you're going to notice here that my team makes an aggressive play around mid, and I'm not going to TP into it because this hero, Winter Wyvern, does not TP in to aggressive fight. So it's happening right now. It's on their side of the river. They're like, Dawn barely gets away and then ends up re-engaging and like killing them. But I don't really want to TP into that because it's like happening on the other side of the river. I'm not going to, if I get a good curse off and walk in, like I'm not going to get a good curse off. So it's about understanding the limits of your hero and exactly how you want to play. I feel like I'm pretty good Winter Wyvern hero and that I understand what the hero wants to do. And so that's why TP here is that was a defensive TP. Unfortunately, it was too late. I could have TP'd earlier maybe. But I am going to defend this tower, right? So even though they got the kill, they're not going to get the tower. If I don't TP in here, they have 3 heroes and a full wave and Forge Spirits, right? They're 100% going to hard pressure this tower. But I TP in, throw out 2 Splinter Blasts, and then the tower's defended, right? And what do I do next? I look to go back top. And I'm going to end the video here, but first I want to show you this sick play that I made, just because it was kind of cool. and it shows what you can do as a support when you know the limits of your hero. So I'm not saying that you can just do this, right? You have to be really experienced, and this was luck too. But I Tumblr's Toy up to the high ground here, have perfect vision, and they just don't have a ward. I'm pretty sure they saw me on this creep wave, but they don't know that I like am up here, right? And they obviously don't have a ward. And they shouldn't, right? And so we get a really good curse off on this Luna and get a free kill, solo kill on their carry. So just to show you the XP here, hero level, I'm like level 10. I'm tied with their mid, I'm tied with my off lane, I'm tied with my mid. Ton of XP. And remember, my lane went really bad, and I left at 6 minutes. And we are having huge impact just by playing our hero the way it wants to be played. It was the same thing with CM too. We played CM the way CM wants to play, which is aggressive, in their face. And that one mistake I made on CM was TPing defensively versus Winter Wyvern. It's correct to TP defensively. So hopefully you guys learned a lot from this video, how you can have high impact on various different types of position 5 heroes. Yeah, hopefully you take a lot away from this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, sub to the channel. And if you want to be coached by me, check the link in the video description. You can join my Discord there, and there's all the information there on how to sign up.